apparent to anyone who thinks and observes that black revolutions starts with power but eventually lose any momentum or meaning. In this video, we want to break down the key reasons why black-led movements collapse, and more importantly, how we can sustain them for lasting change and also benefit individually. Africa as a continent is not poor. It is the richest continent, but it is being ravished under a docile leadership which has no revolutionary fire. They prefer to bow down and be dominated by the Chinese, the Indians, and the Russians. African revolutions have all but collapsed. This is an unspoken truth. Nobody wants to admit it or to say it. How did they collapse? Once we are able to identify the surprising reasons African revolutions have gone belly up, we may easily know how to fix them. I invite you to subscribe, like, and to comment. If you wish to explore this subject and many other subjects that are beneficial, please do not hesitate to send us an email at lm.mizulu@marifado.org. You can also study with us, Bantu University, where you can study Bantu foundations, and then eventually you will be enrolled into studying Bantu mysteries. The unfiltered, blood-soaked truth is that the surprising secret behind Africa's failed revolutions is religious, specifically Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. And perhaps those Africans that engage in Afro-ambidextrous faith chameleonism. These are the major reasons for our failure, converting to Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Christianity and Islam are not religions of salvation for us Africans or melanin-dominant human beings. They are death cults, death for your soul and death for your physical body and freedom. They are also vehicles of colonialism. They never came to us by way of preaching diplomatically or nicely, but they came to us through jihad, crusades, colonization, and under a letter by the Pope to colonize and vanquish us for no apparent reason. They were designed to break our spines, erase our gods, destroy our memories, remove our history, and call us slaves. Whether practically now is dead or not, Christianity is still a spiritual genocidal religion, including Arab Islam or Quranic Islam or Muslims. They both attacked us, and they never accepted that we are equal when they met us. The Bible became a weapon in Europeans' hands. Same with the Quran. They used it to justify slavery, to call us unbelievers. Missionaries burned our sacred forests. Missionaries and many other colonizers forced their religion down our throats. Many of them were rapists during the slave trade, and many were land thieves, and they were digging up graves and stealing, and now they are still colonizing our lands, so-called Middle East. If you read Ephesians 6, verse 5, it says, slaves, meaning you and me, melanin-dominant human beings, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart, as you who do Christ, whom they created, who never lived, who is not even a God. The problem is that we have become castrated and we can no longer resist, and our revolutions have been stolen. Where were Christians? Where were Muslims? Where were Jews during Umvigela and Chimurenga and the Mau Mau wars? Not even one of them participated in these wars. They were hiding in missionary schools and in their mosques, while we were driven by the spirit of our ancestors to fight and to bleed in the bushes. Yet, revolutionaries, or so-called revolutionaries, like Robert Gabriel Mugabe, would later make a 180-degree turn and go to the Bible just to please his Jesuit masters. Same with the Mau Mau, same in Kenya and many other places. The British called the Mau Mau oath takers satanic. But who slaughtered 100,000 Kikuyu? God-fearing colonizers with Bibles in one hand, machetes and the gun in the other. And then they manipulated through Lancaster House to have their own spy, their own sellout. Jomo Kenyatta took the oath of the Bible and Christianity and took office. In these few examples, we see clearly why black revolutions that starts with fire, zest, and drive often lose momentum. It is via a compromised leadership that then freezes those revolutions, a leadership that follows Islamic and Christian spirit, not our own spirit. This is a genocidal and lunatic European king who slaughtered over 20 million melanin-dominant beings in the Congo with the help of black sellouts, just like how they are being helped today by these black leaders who are sellouts. They can speak very well. They can speak revolutionary language. They can be boastful. They can lambast Europeans, but Europeans don't care because they know this man is just there for the cameras. It's just there for show. It's not going to change anything. Because for our leaders to change something, they have to put and reintroduce us and allow our mystic system and our fetish warfare protection system not to be put away or disappear, but to be put back. They will stop black Christian pastors, preachers, and Islamic imams from misleading our brothers and sisters not to study our mystic systems. Then we know that that leader is doing very well. But unfortunately, not even one can take that stance. From Haiti to Nairobi, Harare to Lagos, across the whole globe, across the whole earth, the rebellion was always driven first by traditionalists who appealed to the gods and to the ancestors, and they were empowered and given the mystic system with conditions. But unfortunately, human error and also allowing those that spoke good French, good English, good Portuguese to become leaders, not knowing that these were sellouts, then they took over the revolution and they quietened down and silenced it. We see the example of a son of a village headman, Bokassa, joined the French army in 1939, went and distinguished himself fighting and killing his melanin-dominant brothers in Indochina. And by 1961, he had achieved the rank of captain. Then he declared himself president of the Central Republic, the Central African Republic. Jean Bede Bokassa is seen here crying at the funeral of a French president known as Charles de Gaulle. This is sad, but this is an example of how our revolution has been stolen by sellout political leaders. There they are. One of them, Idi Amin, who said he was a good Muslim and they only interested in Islam. And then he teached his ancestors, teached his gods, went to Mecca to kiss a stone. And he thinks he's a monotheist. He thinks he's following a pure religion. He ignores all the 140 million victims of Islamic slave trade out of Africa, including Farrakhan, including Malcolm X. They ignore that. It doesn't count in them. Why? Because they have a spirit that comes from Makkah. They've got an Islamic spirit in them that blinds them from seeing and reasoning the way we reason, some of us who are clear. Same with Ibrahim Traore. He's a devout Muslim. Goita is a devout Muslim. Adama Barrow, the leader of Gambia, is a devout Muslim. Mamadou Doumbia, the leader of Guinea, devout Muslim. Muhammad Idris Deby, who succeeded his father, is a devout Muslim. Ismail Omar Gwele is a devout Muslim. The young fella in Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, is a devout Muslim. Samia Suluhu, who succeeded Magufuli, is a devout Muslim. Ahmed Bola Tinubu is a devout Muslim. And then they go on to have a joint Arab-Islamic extraordinary follow-up summit where the Pale Arabs look at the progress they are making to put Islam in Africa and to destroy our revolutionary spirit. All these Muslims leaders cannot allow the Arabic slave trade and the role of Islam in African slavery to be taught at university or to be said on national television. They will not allow even my video, Islam is not a natural African religion, to be played on national television. They will never speak against the Islamic Arab slave trade. Therefore, our revolution is dead. They may appear to be revolutionary. They may appear to oppose Europe. They may appear to oppose America. Some of them are in the hands of the Chinese. Some of them are in the hands of the Russians. Some of them in the hands of the Arabs. There are other revolutionaries who had a tenacity that you would love. But their religion and spirituality will lead you back into slavery. Thomas Sankara, a lovely revolutionary indeed. According to some sources, he never lost his Catholic faith despite his Marxist tendencies. And also because he was in a country dominated by Muslims, he also had familiar knowledge of the Quran. So he would never allow us to speak against Islam. A lovely president, Magufuli, taught that churches and mosques are places of healing. Don't be afraid. Yet these are the religions that destroyed us, that destroyed his ancestors, that colonized us and called us monkeys, kafir. You can see here, can be seen here kissing the ring of the Pope and also taking an oath using the Bible. Michael Sata, president of Zambia, 2011, 2014, is a Roman Catholic, kissing the feet of his God, a European idol, yet he throws away his ancestors, throws away his deity. Same with the other current president, Hakainde Hichilema, who is a Protestant, a Seventh-day Adventist, a devout Seventh-day Adventist. Same, Kenneth Kaunda, founding father, who tried to blend everything. These are the ones we call ambidextrous ones, chameleons ones, who destroy us in a subtle way. Frederick Chiluba declared Zambia to be a Christian nation, ignoring his ancestors. Same with Lungu, former president, he's a Catholic, drinks beer until he doesn't know his mouth. Another one, Levi Mwanawasa, very lovely, brilliant fella, he's a Protestant, member of the Reformed Church in Zambia. Rupia Banda, an Anglican. Hastings Kamuzu Banda was baptized into the Church of Scotland, was a Grand Master of Freemason, took his Christian name Hastings, was also a member of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and forced Malawi to adopt English as its language, destroying all other languages. And you think our revolution can succeed? What about Malcolm X and the MLK, Martin Luther King? They were revolutionaries, right? No. They spoke well. They spoke for us to a certain level. But their leadership and their teachings would lead you to the spirit of Islam or spirit of Christianity. Malcolm X forgot to inquire about over 200 million melanin-dominant brothers and sisters of his who were taken by Muslims when he met King Fahd there. King Fahd, the king of Saudi Arabia. He didn't even speak, I know, of the Arabic slave trade or the role of Islam in African slavery. He never. Same with Martin Luther King. He would never speak of the slave ships. The revolution is dead. What about Julius Malema, Joshua Maponga? These are all mixed up spiritually. They are what we would call Afro-ambidextrous faith chameleons. In a future video, we shall deal with this thoroughly because a lot of us don't know what these people are actually doing. And he says here, Joshua Maponga, he says Southern Africa, part of Southern Africa needs a Traore. He says it needs a Muslim. So when you are ignorant about who you are and who is your friend and what you need to do to restore your revolution, you pick any of these leaders, all of them, look at them. They were all non-African spiritually. All of them. Look at that. Julius Nyerere, Ramaphosa currently is a Methodist. Muhammadu Buhari, a Sunni. Kagame is a Catholic. Uhuru Kenyatta is a Catholic. Assai Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire is a Muslim. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, that's a Pale Arab. Yoweri Museveni is an Anglican. Idris Deby, the father, the late, was a Muslim. Hage Geingob, the late president of Namibia, is a Lutheran. Or this Muhammad, 6 of Morocco is not even. Salif Jensen Evlabrea was a Methodist Christian. Patrice Lumumba of DRC Congo was a Catholic. Sankara was a Catholic. Ahmed of Ethiopia is a Protestant. All of them. Tshisekedi, the current president of DRC, is a Christian, a Catholic. All of them. It's a shame. So finally, what can we do? We come out under that spell through true knowledge. Remember to practice your mystic systems. We teach those mystic systems at Marfado Family Network. You can also read our book, How You Can Survive Current Tragic Wars Against Our Race by Unleashing Black African Ancestral Competitive Advantage, the mystic system which we teach. So, we have given the reasons why Black revolutions fizzle out and how to spark them or re-spark them again. If you want to explore this subject any further and many other nuances and how you can benefit in this life by this knowledge, you can only enroll into our Bantu Foundation's University Mysteries today and study with us and see how far this can take you. Of Marfado Family Network wants to thank you so much. May the gods protect, imbue, enrich, and guide everyone who heeds their call and who also honors and reveres their ancestors. It's time for the mystic system to be given to those that are going to revolutionize our lives as melanin-dominant human beings, not only in Africa, not only in America, but everywhere where a melanin-dominant human being lives. The mystic system must be allowed to breathe. Ameni, Ameni, Amenra.